friends, myself Pooja Singh, Relearn Geology. In this video I am going to teach you about the Arravalli craton. So this video is a very descriptive video related to Arravalli craton. I will explain each this topic in a very descriptive way. So let's start. First of all, you may wonder where this particular craton is located. And this is the introduction part where I will basically tell you about its location, stratigraphic location, geodynamics of craton, and its stratigraphic importance, its economic importance, and the various and the questions which may be asked in various government examinations. So first of all, you need to have to understand this particular craton in a very deeper sense. I have covered it in a very short form so that you can have a better idea about the geodynamics of the craton. So you need not to remember things. You basically when you have to understand the things in a better way. So let's start. So its location is basically, it is located in northwestern part of India, and it is being spread from Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, and finally terminating at New Delhi. And Aravalli range is important because it is a geographical divide between Thar Desert and Great Plain of India. And Aravalli is a very highly eroded and it is quite old mountain. And its stratigraphic importance is that it is the oldest craton and is classic example to study Archean basin. Its stratigraphic location is the eastern boundary. Its eastern boundary is being demarcated by Great Boundary Fault, which is very important, which can be asked in the examination and in objective type of questions. So that it may be asked that what is the eastern boundary of Arravalli craton. You can say that it's a Great Boundary Fault and Vindhyan Basin, which separated from Bundelkhand craton. And its western boundary is buried under the Thar Desert. Northern boundary is demarcated by Indo-Gangetic Plain, and southern boundary is demarcated by Son-Narmada Tapti lineament. So now coming to geodynamics of the craton. So evolution of the craton is very important. I have basically focused on the how any craton or seal is being evolved, that is your first nucleation, amalgamation, and finally stabilization. So I have tried to explain this particular craton in the terms of nucleation, amalgamation, and stabilization. So the age of this craton is basically is Archean to New Proterozoic, that is it is being first nucleated in Archean and finally evolved during the Proterozoic, and finally the sedimentary cover is found of Neoproterozoic age. Its basement is basically BGC banded BGC and basement granitic gneiss, and consist of BGC, Arravalli, and Delhi group. That is this whole craton is consist of three major blocks. You can not blocks, you can say sedimentary deposit, that is BGC, Arravalli, and Delhi supergroup. Its nucleus is basically is a basement which is Archean banded gneiss complex. You can see in the further diagram which I have included in this particular slide. And your BGC, San Mata complex, and supra crustal sequence is known as the whole Arravalli craton. That is, your BGC, San Marta, and supracrustal come is come is totally what combinedly it is called as Arravalli craton, and this craton and all these three is developed by multiple accretionary collision process from arcane to neoprotoplasm. So I will explain you what is the multiple accretionary collision process which happened during the formation of Arravalli craton. So the next Arravalli craton is developed by multiple accretionary collision interaction between Mewar gneiss, intrusive granite, and Arravalli foldbed and Delhi foldbed. So there you can understand it well that the Mewar gneiss and intrusive granite and Arravalli foldbed and Delhi foldbed is accreted and finally collided as a single craton, and finally this terrain is stabilized by emplacement of several granitoid, which is due to the collision of Arravalli and Bundelkhand craton. And as per as the composition of Arravalli fold bed is concerned, is that it is a mafic ultramafic to felsic volcanism. You will find mafic to it is formed basically. Arravalli fold belt is what is initial what is process of formation is that the volcanism, which is of nature of mafic and ultramafic to felsic. um, as far as Delhi fold belt is concerned, it is of magmatism related to granitoid, and which is of A, I, and S granite, which is from A granite to more developed granite, that is I, igneous and sedimentary granites. Whereas in the west of Arravalli, you can see that there is a Manani igneous route, which is the final stabilization of this particular craton, and development of Sirohi and Marwar basin. So this is the geodynamics of craton. That is, first of all, the craton is nucleated in the form of BGC, and then accreted and collided as a Arravalli craton in the form of Mewar gneiss, intrusive granitoid, Arravalli foldbed, and Delhi foldbed. And you can see here the Arravalli what is the mechanism of formation of the Arravalli fold belt and Delhi fold belt is it is basically the mafic ultramafic. The Arravalli fold belt is the mafic ultramafic to felsic volcanism, and Delhi fold belt is AIS granite magnetism. So when you will study the when you will see the diagram of this particular craton, you can easily correlate it with the mechanism of the formation of this particular craton. So this is the stratigraphy of Arravalli craton. I can zoom it for you. Here in the basement you can see the Mewar gneiss terrain and basement granitoid. This is the nuclei of this particular craton, which later evolved as the accretional process of different volcanism and magmatism in the form of Arravalli fold belt and Delhi fold belt. As per as its composition is concerned, let me point it for you. Here in the lower region, that is your Archean basement, you can see that the basement is your Mewar gneissic terrain is of TTG and amphibolite and metasediment and ultramafic type. So this particular TTG, you can separately study there what is how the TTG type of gneiss rock is actually being formed. It is simply the addition of greenstone belt, addition to the greenstone belt of when the crustal evolution takes place during the Archean time. And then the basement granitoid is being is of granitic in nature, and this whole particular Archean is being amalgamated with your Arravalli supergroup and Delhi supergroup. And finally, at the top of the formation, you can see that, once again, at the top of the uh, this particular image, you can see there is a Malani igneous suit and Marwar supergroup, where Malani igneous suit represent the rhyolitic and basaltic andesite, triodesite, andesite, volcanic tuff, Sivana, Jalor, Prasaviya, Badla granites, which is final stabilization of this particular craton. And finally, at the top of the craton, you can see the Marwar supergroup, where there is basically sedimentary type of cover, which is of sandstone, siltstone, shale, dolomitic, chert, pebble, cobble, boulder, and basal conglomerate. So you need not to basically remember what you can easily correlate that Delhi supergroup and Delhi fold belt, or you can say Delhi fold belt is basically of AINS granite. You can see here in the composition of this particular slide. And whereas the Arravalli supergroup is basically of mafic to felsic composition. And as you all know, here the basement is of uh, TTG and major granitoids. So this is how the nucleation, accretion, and finally stabilization of amalgamation, and finally stabilization of craton is being happened. Basically, all the cratons and seals are developed in the four stages, that is nucleation, amalgamation, accretion, amalgamation, and finally stabilization. You can refer for this, that is how any craton or seed is being evolved, in my previous videos of the stratigraphy. So this is being covered in that particular sense of uh, nucleation, amalgamation, accretion, and stabilization of the craton. So if you have any doubt related to geodynamics of the craton, you can ask me in the comment section. Now coming towards the economic importance, there are two important deposits found in the Arravalli craton, that is lead zinc deposit at Jawar, Rajasthan, which is found in Arravalli Hills, and the copper deposit is at Khetri, found in Khetri in Delhi coal beds. So these are the two major economic deposit found in this particular craton. That's why this craton is became more valuable in the form of economic importance. Now you have to search for the question. This is the homework for you. You have to go through the GSI paper, UPSC mains examination paper, so that you can bring me some questions related to this particular craton. I have explained everything about what can be asked in the examination, but the question which examination may ask will be can be related to its tectonic evolution and its important ore deposits. So this is about the importance. This is about the Arravalli craton. If you have any doubt related to geodynamics, or you may have not understood it well, you can ask questions in the comment section, so that I can explain it in a more better way. And so that's all for Arravalli craton. If you have any doubt, you can freely ask me in the comment section. I will explain it to you. And as far as its economic importance is concerned, when I will teach you the ore geology, I will take these particular deposits in a stratigraphic way to let you understand in a more better way. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.